Well everyone, welcome back. This one would be number 8 I believe. You can see the format's changed a bit. My friend has actually taught me how to do this properly, which means you don't have to look at the reflection of anything in my living room or anything along them lines. On this one basically we're going to be doing a little bit of info about the Treasurer's House and Booth and Bar, and obviously from the title, blowing up Walmgate at the end. That's the start of the archway for the new Booth and Bar. We'll obviously see a bit more of that very soon. But this means I can actually say hello properly. Hello. We have changed the channel name to Yorkcraft as well. Try and make it a bit better for everyone. So without further ado, this is the old Booth and Bar. You may remember seeing this well, that's not. Give it a few seconds, we'll turn around. You may remember seeing this Booth and Bar explode in a previous video. If you didn't, might be worth a watch. It's quite fun. Yeah, just see the minster in the background there. And in a few seconds we'll be able to see the new Booth and Bar. So this is the one I've been working on. And there has actually been a gateway here for around 2,000 years. The original one was the Porta Principalis Dextra. That was the Roman fort that they built here in AD 71. The actual archway as we see it today is 11th century, and they added the top floors in the 14th century for the portcullis, which is actually still there nowadays, although it doesn't function anymore. This bit on the front as well isn't actually there nowadays. This is the Barbican. All of the big bars in York used to have them, and Bootham was actually the last one to lose it in 1835. That's when the Victorians came in, destroyed a lot of the walls, restored quite a few things. Just see the portcullis we went through there. I'll say the Victorians destroyed a few things. This staircase is obviously one of them. They actually added some pedestrian archways either side of the bar in the 1700s as the Civil War was all done. This floor here this one here is not existent anymore. They actually took this out in 1968 as this was the winching floor for the portcullis. We can see the top there. This would be the battlements one where your soldiers would stand and point their arrows out of the slits. Obviously, say the Civil War, that was in 1644, and that was when Booth and Bar was damaged by the Earl of Manchester as they were trying to enter the city. Just have a look here as we come back out and round onto the walls which are no longer there. As we pull out, that's pretty much what we're going to look like now after we start adding all the buildings and the rest of the walls. So then if we come back past where old Bootham was, over where this street's going to be and back into Dean's Park, we're going to head over to the Treasurer's House a little bit and give some info on that one. I think we're just going to end up flying over the Minster as we always do in every video. I am proud of my creation. So the Treasurer essentially was the person in charge of the funding for the cathedral during the Catholic times in England. And the original Treasurer's House was built in 1091, just 11 short years after the first Norman cathedral was made on the site. And a few additions were added, it got a bit bigger, and eventually, it did actually keep its function as the Minster Treasurer until 1547. And the reason it changed then is because of the Reformation of the churches, obviously Henry VIII. And if we're looking at the screen now, just in between them two building frames we can see a small triangle. That's the northwest corner of the building. We're just looking at it there. As I say, there have been a fair few additions added, and the modern one we see nowadays is from 1617. So I think that's just in my range of what I wanted to do. The rest of what we're looking at here is the remaining complex for the deanery, with that square in the middle being the courtyard. And then if you were to follow it over as well, there's a few walls that join in and things like that, just coming into view on the right hand side of the library there, that straight line. And the line that goes into opposite the library that we're just looking at is the bar walls that joins quite nicely onto Booth and Bar. Obviously Monk Bar does the same thing and joins the north tower in the middle. This curvy wall on the left is going to get deleted eventually. There's going to be a few buildings and gardens there again. You can see Booth and Bar just coming back into view there. I'd like to take this middle point in the video, as I do with all of them, just to thank my friends and people who have helped me get as far as I have now. the new video format, thanks to my friend Andy, who has been telling me since the first one to get it all sorted. He doesn't like seeing my reflection. So a bit more info on things that people have given me, and obviously just been doing a lot of research to try and figure out the street layouts from this point on. And now we've done that, we are basically getting into the namesake of the video. So we've got the east end of the Minster here, and that building we just looked at. This would be Walmgate Bar. This is very much in the wrong place. Although in the actual city, in real life, this is the only one which does have its Barbican left. We can just see it coming into view there on the far end of the walls. And I have kind of eyeballed the TNT a little bit on this one. It is a bit excessive. Looking back at the explosion footage, I think I did put just a little bit too much in, but I really wanted to make sure it did get destroyed, so every single bit of it is stacked up. My Xbox frame rate definitely didn't like me on this one. Heaven forbid when we start to blow up St Mary's Abbey. I think I might have to do a second save on that just in case it goes wrong. So you can see, just coming back over the top, we've got a nice handy little button laid out there. Obviously all the TNT through the windows, and without further ado, let's blow it up. There's got to be something special about Minecraft explosions. I mean, you just don't get this quality in real life, do you? Oh, little bit more. Got a feeling that might keep happening as yeah. So after I probably spend about an hour or two covering up the big hole that I've made, we can then extend on the east end and hopefully start to sort out Monk Bar and get everything connected. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, as always, do give it a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you next time.